Hi, welcome to Lesson 3 of the video course Dutch Pronunciation for Beginners, Vowel Letters. I'm your teacher, Dr. William Guo. In this lesson, I'll explain some basic concepts that you'll need in order to further follow this video course. As this is a practical video course for beginners instead of an academic lecture, I'll keep the use of jargon and theoretical concepts to a minimum. I'll also try to explain the concepts in plain language as much as possible, instead of sticking rigidly to academic definitions. So the explanations of the basic concepts given in this lesson may not be exactly the same as those in some academic publications, but I expect that they should provide sufficient clarification to help you understand the essence. Let's begin with the concepts of vowels and consonants. When we talk about vowels and consonants, we're talking about speech sounds. Each language has a set of speech sounds which are commonly divided into two categories, vowels and consonants. To put it simply, vowels are speech sounds that are produced when the vocal cords vibrate and as air flows through the mouth unobstructed. For example, A, E, and O are vowels. Speech sounds other than vowels are consonants. For example, B, D, T, and R are consonants. Vowels can be further divided into various categories. In order to understand the pronunciation and spelling rules that will be explained later in this video course, it's important to understand the distinction between single vowels and compound vowels. A key characteristic of single vowels is that the position of the tongue and the lips is held steady in the production of the sound. For example, A, E, and U are single vowels. A compound vowel can be understood as a combination of two or more single vowels. There's a movement or a glide from the starting single vowel to the ending single vowel when a compound vowel is produced. For example, au, as in the Dutch word hout, and au, as in the Dutch word house, are compound vowels. A compound vowel that consists of two single vowels is also called a diphthong. Another relevant pair of concepts is long vowels and short vowels. The key difference between long and short vowels is that a long vowel, as the name suggests, has a long sound, while a short vowel is pronounced quickly. For example, the vowel A, as in the Dutch word man, is a long vowel, while the vowel O, as in the Dutch word man, is a short vowel. Where it's necessary to avoid possible confusion, the colon symbol is placed after a vowel in the phonetic transcription in this video course to indicate that the vowel in front of the colon symbol is a long vowel. In this video course, we also use the concepts of vowel letters and consonant letters. When we talk about these, we do not mean the speech sounds of a language. Instead, we're talking about the letters that are used to represent the various speech sounds and to spell the various words of a language in writing. As explained in Lesson 2, the Dutch alphabet has 26 letters. 5 of them are vowel letters and 21 of them are consonant letters. In this video course, we'll focus on the pronunciation and spelling rules of the 5 vowel letters and some common letter combinations that involve these letters. If you'd also like to learn the pronunciation and spelling rules of the consonant letters, you can follow another video course of mine that is available on Skillshare. There's a link in the description below. In order to further follow this video course, it's crucial to understand the concept of the syllable. To put it simply, a syllable can be understood as a basic unit of speech that has one vowel sound at its core. There can be one or more consonants in a syllable before or after the core vowel sound. For example, the Dutch word ma has one syllable. At the core of this syllable is the vowel a. Before the core vowel, there's a consonant m. There's nothing after the vowel sound in this syllable. From the word ma, we can see that a syllable can be a word, but not every word has only one syllable. In fact, many words have multiple syllables. For example, the Dutch word avond has two syllables. The first vowel a alone forms one syllable. The second syllable is vond, which has the vowel o at its core. In this context, it's worth pointing out that a compound vowel counts as one vowel instead of two or three vowels. For example, the Dutch word out has a compound vowel au at its core. Although this compound vowel consists of two single vowels, a and u, the compound vowel as a whole is considered as one vowel, so the word out has only one syllable. In chapter 3 of my book, Dutch Pronunciation and Spelling for Beginners, I've described the various composition patterns of syllables. So, if you'd like to know more about syllable composition patterns, you can take a look at this chapter. Now we'll move on to the distinction between open and closed syllables. Whether a syllable is open or closed depends on the sound at the end. Open syllables have a vowel at the end. For example, the syllable ma is an open syllable because there's a vowel a at the end. The first syllable in the Dutch word avond is also an open syllable. The only sound in this syllable is the vowel a, so this syllable ends with a vowel. Closed syllables, on the other hand, have a consonant at the end. For example, the second syllable of the Dutch word avond is a closed syllable because it has a consonant t at its end. The last concept that needs to be clarified in this lesson is stressed syllables. As we've seen, a word can have multiple syllables. If a Dutch word has more than one syllable, one of them is usually said with more emphasis than the others. The syllable that receives more emphasis is called a stressed syllable. For example, in the word avond, which has two syllables, a and vond, the first syllable a is pronounced with more emphasis than the second vond. In this video course, the vowel of a stressed syllable is indicated by an underline in the phonetic transcription. Now that we know that a word can have multiple syllables, you may be wondering, if a word has 2, 3, or even more syllables, how do I know where each syllable begins and ends? This triggers the question of syllable division. In chapter 3 of my book, Dutch Pronunciation and Spelling for Beginners, I've explained the basic rules for dividing syllables. If you'd like to know the details of these rules, the relevant sections in this chapter would be worth reading. There's a link in the description below via which you can order the book on Amazon. If you don't have time to learn these rules, you can find out the correct syllable division of a Dutch word by looking it up in a dictionary. The online dictionary of Van Dale is a convenient tool for this purpose. In most Dutch dictionaries, A small dot is used to indicate syllable divisions, and the vowel in a stressed syllable is usually underlined. As we can see in this screenshot, there's a small dot indicating the syllable division in the word vliegtuig. We can also see that the letter combination EA is underlined. This means that the first syllable is a stressed syllable, so the correct pronunciation is vliegtuig. So we've now learned the basic concepts needed to follow the rest of this video course. From the next lesson onwards, we'll learn the main pronunciation and spelling rules of the vowel letters, as well as some common letter combinations involving these vowel letters. I hope this lesson has been useful for you, and I'll see you in the next video.